Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Harjot and I would love for this channel to be a space where we can talk about makeup, discuss new makeup releases, and most of all, enjoy the makeup that we currently own. I believe in reviewing makeup, I believe in assessing makeup products in a way that focuses on quality over quantity, a more curated makeup collection, a collection that doesn't necessarily have the latest new thing. If you are interested in makeup, you will most likely have seen this cycle. There is a new product, a lot of content is generated. If something is even halfway good, decently good, a lot of content on YouTube, Instagram will be positive and very enthusiastic and make you feel like you need this new thing. However, I often find that with 80% of these makeup products, we just never hear about them again. Most beauty influencers on YouTube have a large makeup collection, and there are always new releases that they can focus on, that they can get more views from. So it's not surprising for makeup that was launched a few months ago, a few weeks ago, even to fall out of favor very, very quickly. For most of us, it might not be very realistic to buy every new thing and to be in the same cycle that a lot of beauty influencers are in because that's their job. I would like to focus on a smaller selection, a more curated selection of makeup products, maybe 20% of all the products that are being launched, that are good enough to withstand this cycle of buy and forget that we see happening around us. I want to invest my time and money in makeup products that are worth it, and I think it is through discussion that we can determine or we can find out what is worth it, because what's worth it for me might not be the same for you. So, hopefully, by looking at our own makeup collections, by discussing more, by just being more critical in general of what we see in the market, we can define for ourselves what brings the most value to us. So, with that, I hope you find this discussion helpful. Today, I'm going to pull out a few lipsticks and choose the ones I like best for fall. Every product that I mentioned will also be listed below. I do not use any affiliate links, but I will try to link the products that I can below. What I'm going to do right now is to shortlist 5 lip products that I find myself typically reaching for in the fall season. And I'm also going to rank them in order of how much I like them. In fifth place, I have this, the Givenchy Sheer Velvet in shade number 17. Again, as a reminder, all shade names and product names will be listed below. This is the shade 17 Rouge Erable, and it's described as a maple red. I got this as part of a Sephora set, which is why this is a mini. There were 4 Givenchy lipsticks in that set, 2 sheer velvets, which is this formula, and 2 velvet silks, which is this formula. So because I got it in a set, this is a mini, but the full size is priced at 44 US dollars. I like this shade a lot for fall. It's this beautiful reddish brown, leaning more red, but it's not a very strong lipstick because of the formula. The formula is so soft and so sheer that you can apply maybe 1 or 2 swipes of it. Uh, just blot it out a bit with your finger along the edges, and it doesn't come across as a very strong lipstick. Like for me, if I want to use, if I want to wear a red lipstick but not have it come across as a very strong red lipstick, then this is a very good choice for that because it's red without being dramatically red. There's another lipstick that I really like when I want a more dramatic, a more strong red lip color. So I like using this for a daytime red lip color. The reason this is fifth is because it kind of dries out my lips after some time, especially if I'm not using a lip balm. Most matte lipsticks are not very hydrating in the first place, and that's fine, but there are a few that I have in my collection that don't dry out my lips. So, for instance, the Merit lipstick, the Prada lips, the soft matte lipstick by Prada, they're both matte formulas that won't dry out your lips. Like they won't hydrate it. If you already have dry lips to begin with, then they won't hydrate, they won't leave them feeling hydrated, but they'll also not dry them out. This formula is a bit suspect in that regard. I usually need to put something down first, like a lip balm, or actually not even a lip balm. What I like doing with this kind of a formula that's very dry on its own is to use a more hydrating lipstick. I know it doesn't make sense, but let me just show this to you. So this is the Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick. Let me clean this. So this is the Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick in the shade Spark. And you might be able to see from the bullet that although it's like a lipstick, it's like a lipstick, but it's so melty, it's so hydrating, and this shade is like my natural lip color. So this shade is exactly like my lip color, and what this does is give me a bit of hydration. I usually don't like using a lip balm before I apply a matte lipstick because then it kind of just, I don't know, gets a bit patchy. It gets a bit patchy. I don't like the feeling. So I prefer to use something like this, a more hydrating lipstick, which is in my lip color. And then I add this on top, the Givenchy, which um, yeah, on camera they kind of look like like very similar colors, although this has a sheen because it's more moisturizing. This shade definitely shows up more reddish on me, so when I apply it, it won't look like my lip color. It will look like something just slightly more red on my lips. Okay, in fourth place, this is the lip cushion by M Cosmetics. It's priced at 24 US dollars, and the shade is Faded Clementine. This is a very unique shade and I love it. I think of it as a toasted tangerine color, like a mix of bronzy tangerine shades. The formula is incredibly comfortable. It can get a bit messy with the packaging. It's the kind of packaging and the lip product, the lip formula that you can only click it upwards because it's so melty. If you were to click this up a lot, you wouldn't be able to turn it back down and it would kind of just get very messy. Even though I've not been doing that, it's still gotten messy while I was swatching it. Also means that it makes it difficult to see how much product you have left. I've been using this regularly for a very long time and I think I've almost reached the end of it. I like this formula so much that I actually have a backup of it. I should say that I love this formula, but what actually stands out is this shade. And I think this kind of toasted tangerine shade would be perfect for fall. I don't need lip balm either before using this or after using this. This color is great on my skin tone. It works very well, and I think it would look absolutely beautiful on medium, tan, deeper skin tones. I think 5 to 10 more uses, and I will be able to finish this. I normally do not get backups, but I have one of this because A, I love this shade. The formula is very comfortable, it's easy to use. You don't really have to fuss about too much. The reason I have a backup of this is because it's if you're outside the US, it's usually a bit difficult to place an order from M Cosmetics. The international shipping rates I think are not very friendly and I'm not sure if they have changed anything about their shipping, but the last time I placed an order, it was much more convenient and uh, just made more financial sense to order it if you were within the US. So, yeah, it's a beautiful shade. Love this shade. Incredibly comfortable, easy to use formula, very moisturizing. I've never needed a lip balm before this or after this. But yeah, the disadvantage is that you have to, that is just the shipping options. They're not very accommodating, I guess, if you're not in the US. Just to show how different this shade is from others in my collection, I'm going to swatch a few other orange lipsticks that I have in my collection. Okay, this is Velvet Dragon, which is an orange red from Eldridge. This is a Gucci, I think, satin lipstick in the shade 302. This is also an orange red. And another shade in the same Gucci formula, which is this shade is 307. So these two are more orange reds, and I think this one would have also been very nice for fall. I say would have because unfortunately both of these Gucci lipsticks, they have this strange smell that makes it seem as if they have gone bad, even though they're not old at all. And I would have probably returned them or exchanged them, but I was traveling at that time and I think I received them. I tried them. They seemed okay, and within a few, like maybe 1 or 2 months, I started getting like this crayon kind of scent from them. Yeah, I'm still getting that crayon like scent, which is a shame because I think this color 307 would also have been very pretty for fall. So just to highlight that Faded Clementine is a very unique shade in my collection, and I like Velvet Dragon. I obviously did not get a chance to use these as much, the ones by Gucci, because they got that crayon scent very early on, as soon as a few months after I got them. This lip cushion in Faded Clementine is the orange that I use the most. At third place, this is the Merit Signature Matte Lipstick in the shade Antibes. This is a soft peach shade, and the formula is gives the soft matte finish. So I think you can see a theme that when it comes to mattes, I definitely like more of a soft matte finish. I usually use 1 or 2 swipes to get full opacity, and then just like with the Givenchy and the Prada, I use my finger around the edges to get a soft blur effect. I don't use a lip liner with this because I prefer the soft focus effect that I can get using this directly and then just blurring it slightly. It feels very lightweight on the lips, almost a bit powdery a few minutes after I apply it. And it's not lightweight in the sense that I can't feel it at all, but it's lightweight in the sense that I can feel a very thin layer of this on my lips, and that's usually comfortable. It won't it doesn't hydrate my lips, but it doesn't dry them out either, which is why it's comfortable to reapply. I don't feel I need to carry around a lip balm if I'm using this. So this one, the Givenchy, that's at fifth place. It's definitely more drying than the Merit. The Merit is a very comfortable matte, and some something that's very similar to this is the soft matte lipstick by Prada. The Prada is actually even more lightweight than this. It feels even lighter. It feels like a very very thin layer on the lips, but it gives you a lot of pigment. I had to change the lighting a bit to get a better approximation of how the color looks. And I'll also add swatches of all of these shades in sunlight so that you can get a better idea of how they look on my skin tone. Something that I hate about matte lipsticks that don't fade well or don't wear well is how the pigment sometimes gathers around in certain areas or lines of the lips and fades away from the rest of the lips. That is very that gives this very uncomfortable sensation, and also obviously definitely doesn't look nice. It also makes it very difficult to reapply because then you're reapplying over an inconsistent patch of color. So when it comes to soft matte formulas, which is something I really like, I think the Prada and the Merit are really great options. The Prada is more expensive. The Prada is more expensive. It's the soft matte formula is priced at, I think it's 50 or 49 US dollars. The Merit signature matte formula is priced at 26 US dollars. The Merit line also has a very good range of colors. They're neutral, some of them are neutral, they have a good variety of neutrals and brights. I think if you're looking for a soft matte lipstick, the Merit signature matte is definitely a worthwhile option to check out. Okay, now in second place we have this luxuriously lucent lipstick from Lisa Eldridge. The shade is called Meet Me in Berlin, and it's priced at 36 US dollars. It's a balmy buildable lipstick formula. It's a very sheer buildable lipstick formula with a satin finish, and this shade is described as a rich tan shade. It's a very 90s kind of brown, like cool brown, a little bit grungy. Because it's a satin formula, it's more hydrating than a matte lipstick. But that also means that it will wear away faster than a matte lipstick. I find that it usually lasts around 2 hours on me if I'm not eating or drinking, and it doesn't bother me a lot that it wears away faster than a matte lipstick, because I would much rather wear something like this and reapply it over the course of the day, since it doesn't dry out my lips, versus a formula that lasts longer but is drying on the lips. The worst thing, in my opinion, that a lipstick can do is to dry out your lips and have the color fade away in patches, which means that you can't even reapply your lipstick without making everything look worse. So while this formula is really good, it's very comfortable, but that's not the reason this lipstick is in the second place. It's in the second place because of the shade. It somehow looks good with everything, and it gives my makeup a very effortless look, like you're not trying too hard, that kind of look. And just to demonstrate this, I have some other shades in the same formula. So both of these are from the Luxuriously Lucent line. I got them at the same time, and they're magnetic, so that's why I can't really hold them close together. They're kind of repelling each other. But I think this demonstrates how much I've used Meet Me in Berlin. It's a beautiful shade. It makes you look good effortlessly. And when I say this, I also have to add that this formula is sheer, so how it looks will vary depending upon your natural lip color. But that said, I looked at a lot of swatches and videos. I did a lot of research before finalizing lip colors from these Eldridge because all of them are so beautiful. And despite the differences in skin tone, this shade always managed to look beautiful on a vast variety of skin tones. Sorry, I should have been holding this. Yes. So this is absolutely irreplaceable in my opinion. I do not have something else like this in my collection which I can just throw on without a second thought and somehow have the makeup looking even more flawless. And in the first place, my favorite lipstick for fall is the Velvet Cinnabar, the Velvet Matte Formula by Lisa Eldridge. It's also priced at $36 US, just like the luxuriously Lucent formula. It's such a beautiful color. I cannot even begin to tell you how unique I find this and how lovely I find this. It's described as a burnt reddish brown lip color. I have a lot of I have a lot of red lip products because I just like wearing reddish tones a lot more than pinks. Uh, Something like Meet Me in Berlin, which becomes more neutral on my lip color, is also something I find very beautiful. But if I were to do like a lip collection video, you might see that my uh, that the number of my lip products in reddish tones is just like a different collection on its own. So yes, I have a lot of red lip products, neutral reds, warm leaning reds, cool leaning reds, but I don't even have to think twice before saying that this is my favorite shade of red. It's a very rich, deep, warm brown red, and it feels so strong but so comforting at the same time. And I guess I can in matte lipsticks, it's more difficult to show how much I've used it. The top has kind of become uh, a bit rounded because sometimes I just use it as a for a softer look, not necessarily at full opacity. If this feels very dramatic or strong at full pigmentation, like it is right now, you can just blot this slightly and apply a little bit, tap it, blot it for a soft matte finish look. That's how I usually use it, maybe 70% of the time. I feel like the red becomes more pronounced once it's blotted, once it's sheared out a little bit. It definitely looks very dramatic when you use it at full pigmentation, but I find that, and I'm speaking for myself, I don't find that it limits me in terms of the makeup look that I can do with this kind of a strong color. With minimal makeup, I like the contrast that it offers with fresher looking skin and eyes, and with heavier makeup like for events or special occasions. It looks beautiful. It doesn't clash with darker eye makeup that I might want to do for an event. And this is just so beautiful. I think it would look stunning on, not would look, I think it looks stunning on medium and deeper skin tones, especially. Okay, so there we have it. These are my top 5 lip colors for fall. I also want to add 3 more colors that I want to use more this fall. I didn't get a chance to use them as well last year, but this year I want to just try and use them a bit more and see how I feel about them. The first one is called Night Thoughts by Eldridge. It's also from the luxuriously Lucent formula, uh, same as the one Meet Me in Berlin was from. So I think it's been discontinued. No, actually, I don't think it has been discontinued. It was described as a blackberry, and I think it's. Let me swatch it over here. So it's described as a blackberry, and I think it's true to that. Although I got this last summer, the same time I got Meet Me in Berlin, I wasn't able to get some use out of it. I wasn't able to get a lot of use out of it because I was traveling. So this will be the first fall that it will hopefully see some good use. This is a shade that definitely lends itself better to fall. I try not to think of it in that way, but I think with some colors, there's a very strong feeling of how or when we like using it. It's not a very versatile shade for this reason. Like, um, I would rather use this in fall than in the summer, and I would rather use this in the evening than in the daytime. Okay, another lip color that I think I would like to use more is this one from Armani. It's in their satin formula. The shade number is 404. It's very comfortable, and the reason I don't use this so much is because it's a lot of color, it's a lot of pigment, and it's not powdery like some mattes, so if you use your finger to apply it, it'll get sticky, and that doesn't make it very convenient to go for a blotted look with this one. And the third one that I think I might want to use a bit more is the NARS lip balm. I think they call this the matte lip balm in Dangerous Affair. This is a much deeper brown than Meet Me in Berlin, and it's also I have to use the word that comes to my mind, and it's also the word I want to use is sophisticated. It's less sophisticated than Meet Me in Berlin. So Meet Me in Berlin gives this effortless look, but with something like this, a warmer brown color just looks a bit out of place sometimes. So I'll try to see if I can incorporate it a bit more this fall, and if not, then uh, it should probably be decluttered. Since I also swatched a lot of colors in just for comparison. Okay, let me put the final 5 over here. So this is the Givenchy sheer velvet in Rouge Erable, which is a maple red. Then there's Faded Clementine, the lip cushion from M Cosmetics. Next, third place is the Merit Signature Matte in Antibes. Second place is this beautiful tan shade Meet Me in Berlin from Eldridge. And my favorite fall color, for sure, without a doubt, is Velvet Cinnabar, again by Eldridge. So there you have it, my top 5 favorite fall colors. And these 3 at the bottom are colors that I will maybe that I will hopefully get more use of this fall. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to hear your thoughts below. What are your favorite fall lipsticks? Do you enjoy the seasonal variation in your routine, in your makeup routine when it comes to fall? There's definitely a lot of excitement I find for spring and summer makeup looks. But I think fall definitely has its own cozy vibe as well, and these lip colors I feel are definitely beautiful in the fall. So I'm going to enjoy using them even more. Okay, so that was it for this video. Thank you for watching this. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this, and I would love to have your thoughts below. What are your top 5 fall lipsticks? Bye, and see you in the next one.